The college football experience. Yes, the FCS College Football Experience Week 4 preview and picks episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. Remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
This is Coach June Jones, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the FCS College Football Experience Week 4 preview and picks episode. YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over there, hit that like and subscribe button. We're going to talk about every FCS game on the slate. Also recap a little bit from last week. But before we get to that, you're probably wondering who the hell you're listening to, and that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Love me some FCS football, but I think we got to talk about a couple things before that. I mean, Benedict just sticking it to Tuskegee. D2 college football action that we did cover. Shout out to Benedict, 2 in a row after losing 13 in a row prior to that. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the College Basketball Experience. The previews are rolling. The NEC previews out, folks. Go check it out. Give it up for former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Ryan McIntyre, aka Monday Line Mac. What's up, man?
What's up? Yes, I'm back from Morgantown for a couple days. Don't worry. I'll be back this time next week. Cheers, beers, Mountaineers. Let's go.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Well, I mean, since we are talking, we had a lock battle, and Pick Dundee took you to the land down under as the Rice Owls stuck it to the Clits of Charlotte yesterday in a dominating performance. What was it, 28-17? They dressed it up a little bit, but your thoughts on these? And I'll probably, I know we'll probably have to talk about this on Saturday again, but your thoughts on that outcome? And Dundee is just racking up some wins here, buddy. How you doing?
I mean, this one was a little frustrating because I think Charlotte would have had a shot with Connor Harrell, and then once he went down, Loftus just isn't very good. But dude, shout out to Rice. Year one, 3-1, already basically hitting the over under. What was he over under 3.5 or 4.5?
I think it matters when you got it. I think when we did our preview it was 3.5. I think it closed at 4.5. So there you go. We are one game away.
Yeah, they're gonna get it either way. They have an identity. They're good. I mean, I didn't think Charlotte played horrible. They just had an injury at the quarterback position. They'll get better under Albin. Those are two well coached teams and programs that I think are headed in the right direction.
Yeah, and look, and let's just transition that into the FCS last week. The Friday night was not kind to the FCS as Indiana State and Colgate got destroyed by the Power Fives in the FBS. But one of our sharpest, most ridiculous plays. Now, I know I didn't actually pull the trigger on this because it's just bad juju. But the fucking Long Island Sharks got upset by fucking Sacred Heart. So Long Island beats Eastern Michigan the week before. And by the way, when I was watching this game, Long Island was up 21-7. But don't ever count out Jack Snyder and those Sacred Heart Pioneers, because 17 unanswered and fucking Sacred Heart took down Long Island in a shocker there on the front row NEC app.
I love it.
Dude, you were all over this. You took fucking Sacred Heart to get it done.
You had to fade the Sharks after winning as what, a 24-point dog outright. I feel like that's an automatic system play. If a team wins outright as a 20+ 3 touchdown dog, and then they're laying double digits the next week, you have to fade that.
Yeah. Yeah. Lehigh stuck it to Duquesne. That game was kind of back and forth, but Lehigh, so Duquesne, the bet detectives, Dukes did not cover. I mean, what Tennessee Tech did to Davidson was ridiculous. 72-14. Marist continues to look decent this year, beating Wagner 21-10. I was on Marist. The Tommies stuck it to Northern Michigan. How about Lafayette, Georgetown, man? We both took the Hoyas. This game was, that was actually one of the better games, I thought, the whole Saturday. I know you were shit hammered in Morgantown, so you didn't catch it, but, Georgetown basically blew a double-digit lead in the second half, and Lafayette just owned the fourth quarter and won 42-37. We're going to talk about Lafayette in a little bit because they play tonight. Northern Colorado, South Dakota was quite a game as the Coyotes. Northern Colorado, for whatever reason, they got robbed in Fort Collins. They lose in overtime to the Coyotes in Vermilion there. We thought New Hampshire was live to take down Ball State. They were, but Ball State, nice second half rally to get the Wildcats 34-29. Rhode Island and Holy Cross. This was one of the premier games, and it was 9-7, 3 field goals.
Hilarious.
By the Rams as they get it done against fucking Holy Cross. Look, it doesn't matter how do you get it.
Amen.
Rhode Island also announced that next year they will not be playing home games at their stadium because they'll be renovating. So better have a good year this year. Better have another CAA winning year this year. Elon, Western Carolina was a game. Weehawks Cats just can't get a win. 0-3 as Western Carolina loses by 6 to Elon in Keali'i. The game of the weekend, I feel like, was North Dakota, Montana. North Dakota was up the entire game, 16 to 7 at halftime. But boy, you can never count out the Grizz because they went on a run and scored 17, I think, unanswered in the second half to win 24-23 against North Dakota in a wild one. That's the home field advantage. You just knew at some point they'd wake up. I know you didn't get eyes on a lot of these games because you were shit hammered at the backyard brawl, but yes, that one was pretty wild. I will say also the main Stonehill game was shocking. Stonehill won on basically kind of, I don't know if you would call it a Hail Mary, basically like a 35-yard Hail Mary, something like that, where the quarterback's just running out of bounds and just chucks it up. And they knock off the Maine Black Bears outright as a huge dog. Furman took down Campbell in a good one. I mean, Villanova covered with hilarious style and fashion against Penn State on the final play of the game.
Yes.
I'm trying to think what other big take. Idaho stuck it to Dixie State. Northern Iowa prevailed against Eastern Washington. Charlotte found a way to get past Monmouth barely with about a minute and a half left. Mercer, Wofford, man, Wofford loses every game by 1 to 3 points as Mercer wins 22-21, but that was one I locked up and cashed in on was Wofford. West Georgia continues to be one of the stories of the season. They were D2 not that long ago, and now they're sitting there 3-0. These Wolves are Davin Widener at the quarterback spot, and they're nasty, dude. Beating ETSU. Remember ETSU? So for folks that just might forget, they start Caden McNamara. They also have Jacoby Criswell. So former Michigan, Iowa quarterback, and Criswell, former North Carolina and Arkansas quarterback. How about New Haven beating Albany? What the fuck? Albany is just a disaster.
Albany's bad this year. Albany's bad.
Well, we saw when Gaddissow left for Penn State. It just seemed like the wheels were falling off. Weber State got McNeese 42-41 in a classic there in Lake Charles. Shout out to the Wildcats for prevailing. Grambling State almost lost to Kentucky State, needed overtime there. Gardner-Webb got the Citadel. A&T, which we locked up, barely took 2 overtimes, but we got the win outright against Hampton. And how about UT Rio Grande? I know they were just playing Langston, but 80-0.
Wait, the Mexicans got a team down there. They've been
my gosh, man!
In their opening year of college football,
number two offense in the country right now in the FCS. Now the competition hasn't been elite, but we'll see. This game was wild. Northern Arizona, Southern Utah. Northern Arizona scores to tie the game up with less than a minute left. Remember, Chad Pennington's son's the quarterback there, Ty Pennington. They go for 2 in the win instead of going to overtime. They go for 2 in the win, and they prevail 50-49 against Southern Utah. And then Portland State doing us a favor by covering the ridiculous number on the island there. But and Sac State woke up against Mercyhurst. They were losing early on in that game. Any other takeaways? SIU, Southern Illinois there, stuck it to UT Martin. I think that's probably noteworthy. But besides that, I think that was Tarleton looks incredible. How about them going to Conway, Arkansas and winning 56-10 against Central Arkansas?
Are they the best team in the FCS this year?
You know, it's funny. I was talking to Kevin Marshall, FCS Nation Radio, and I was like, dude, are they I know North Dakota State and South Dakota State still look great.
Yeah.
No, Montana State will probably be there in the end too. But fuck, man, Tarleton is destroying everybody, and the fact that Army looks so much better when not playing Tarleton, you're kind of sitting there thinking, I think they look like the best team so far. Like them and North Dakota State seem to be better than everybody else. Now, I don't want to put South Dakota State too far behind them, and then I'm sure like Montana State and Montana will become an X factor as the season goes along. But man, they're fucking teams up left and right, man. 56-10. Central Arkansas is not a terrible FCS, folks.
Yeah, I mean FCS Nation's top 10 or top 10 that he releases, or sorry, the top 5. North Dakota State still, South Dakota State, Montana State. Then he's got Tarleton, and then he's got Montana. So Tarleton's in there with the Dakotas and Montanas. I think that's a pretty unanimous top 5.
Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think. Like, I guess Rhode Island's looked all right. You could throw them in the mix, but I don't think they're top 5. Good. What's that?
I said the Govs have looked pretty.
The Govs have looked good, and they got a big one. They had to Abilene, I believe, this week, or is it Stephen F. Austin? I think they had to Abilene. I mean, you would think Sac State with that talent, but that still hasn't fully developed yet.
Yeah.
We know they're super athletic, super talented, but it just hasn't looked the part yet as far as like a top 5, top 10 contender. Yeah, I would say North Dakota losing the way they lost. I still think the Fighting Hawks or the Fighting Sioux are going to be able to be a problem week in, week out for a lot of these teams. Another one is Elon looks good this year, I would say.
Elon does look good. And Illinois State, I think, is pretty good as well.
Yeah. 42-30 win over EIU there. We covered, though, with EIU. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to we're finally getting to the point outside of the SEC where we won't have the bye games anymore. So it's going to be FCS on FCS action, where I think we'll finally start finding out who's going to rise to the crop here. So yeah, I the bye games they get a little old.
Yeah, they do. I mean, and I'm currently just looking at stats, and it's like Derek Robertson from Monmouth has already thrown for almost 1,300 yards.
Yeah.
Colin Hurst, that's one of the best stories too, is Presbyterian, the Blue Hose. Colin Hurst playing great, second leading passer in the nation right now. Eddie Lee Marburger, our boy from UTSA, who's now at Rio Grande, third leading passer in the nation. Devin Farrell for Rhode Island, 4. Walker Harris, 5 for NC Central. He's a beast. Bronson Barron from Southern Utah, used to be at Weber State back in the day. He's Ty Pennington, Jack Shields from Albany. Albany sucks, but Shields is throwing for big numbers. Jake Strong at McNeese, and Colin Shannon at VMI. VMI is a top 10 passing quarterback. Running back wise, Bo Brungard, leading rusher in the nation in the FCS ranks for Youngstown State. They have a big game as they go to Towson this weekend. And then Kente Edwards for the Leopards of Lafayette. You're going to see him tonight. Second leading rusher in the nation. Excited. And by the way, so what's fascinating about Rio Grande is they're the second best offense. They're averaging almost 58 points a game, but they're the second best defense in the nation as well. I think some of that is dressed up though. Some of that is dressed up. Tarleton State, third best offense, third best defense. North Dakota State, fourth best offense, first best defense in the nation. How about the Georgetown Hoyas also averaging seventh in the nation in points right now, averaging just about 40 points per game, but tough loss. Their defense is not in great shape. Let's get to it. What the fuck are we talking? Let's get to this. Let's get to the season. Let's get to games. All right. But before we do that, I want to let the good folks know that the FCS College Football Experience is part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Check out the SGPN app in the App Store for easy access to all of our picks, including all of our FCS picks and props. It's free to download. So just type in SGPN, download that thing, and let it ride. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag. And when you do use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers, that's mybookie.ag. Promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Novig. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. And since Novig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig's available in 35 different states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. So get it on that action with Novig. Promo code SGPN. All right. Let's get to it, man. I can't wait for games tonight. Kind of fascinated by this game. If you're looking for the Tulsa Oklahoma State game or the Rutgers Iowa, that's on the FBS show. Go listen to those. We are on both those games, but this is one, Mac, I'm kind of surprised about currently right now. So Columbia Ivy League play starts this week, which is fantastic. I personally think they should move the 12 games like the rest of the nation, but I am thankful that the Ivy League is going to be a part of the FCS playoffs this year because I think it should be fun. Now, Columbia heads to Easton, Pennsylvania to Fisher Stadium there in a series that goes back to 1889. Now, last season, I ate a pile of shit when Columbia, with a huge upset, winning 31-20 a year ago in New York. But now, revenge on the mind. I touched on the second leading rusher in the nation. And how about veteran quarterback Dean DeNoble there for Lafayette? They're laying just 3.5. The over under at 53.5. Let me ask you first before we dive into the specifics here. This is one of the reasons why I loved taking them last year. I believe it was a very similar week that they opened up last year was September 21st. So yeah. Normally I think there's an advantage for the team that's played 3 games, but last year it didn't work out that way. Do you think this is an advantage? Cause I still feel like most teams that's an advantage, but I'm curious your thoughts on this.
I a little bit because we got a lot unknown here with Columbia. We haven't seen them. We haven't seen their personnel. We haven't seen their formations and stuff. So I think it does favor Columbia, but I'm still going to take Lafayette. I'm sticking with the Leopards here, man. I like what I've seen from them through 3 games. I think we're getting them at a good number. So 3.5.
How about this? They play a lot. Columbia has not won.
Yeah.
In Easton, Pennsylvania, ever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I know that like it should favor Columbia. They should be the more rested team, but I just think that they're better.
Yeah, I'm all over this. I'm locking this thing up. I'm laying the 3.5. I also think 53.5 is the play. I know. Shout out to Kay in the chat saying Columbia lost 6 defensive players from last year's team. Yeah, I think it's a good play here. They've never won in Easton. They like the graphic says they've been playing since 1889, folks. Now I will say, I mean, look, the last 2 that's been in New York, they've been able to win. Columbia has, but you go back to 23. Lafayette 24-3 got it done. The 2 years the time before that 24-21. So I just feel like this is a good play here. So yeah, Lafayette loaded up. I'm really excited to watch that game, man. I feel like that's one of the better games. Yeah. Now we jump to Saturday morning. Saturday morning we have Central State, the Marauders, taking on Morgan State and Baltimore. No line, but the series goes back to 1951, and people might not be aware that Santonio Holmes is part of the staff at Central State. I think I don't think he's the head coach anymore. I think he's a wide receiver coach. But anyway, that's one. Yeah. Screenshot that. Send it to the Bet Detective. Let's go. Next up at early in the morning, South Carolina State, who gave South Carolina a hard time. Remember for the first half down there in Columbia.
Yep.
Heading to Raymond James Stadium. I do not expect a ton of fans at this game. They did play in 2019, and I believe that was that might have been pre-Jeff Scott, because Jeff Scott was there. So that might have been, who was pre-Jeff Scott? Was that Charlie Strong? No, that was Willie Taggart, maybe. South Florida won 55-16 that game. But don't get me, like, that was Buddy Pugh towards the end of his career. Buddy Pugh, legendary coach at South Carolina State. We are big fans of Buddy Pugh. But ever since they gave it over to Chennis Berry, which was a year ago, South Carolina State went to the Celebration Bowl. They're getting 35.5. We should do it. Can you check and see if that's still accurate? Because these lines fucking move as if you forgot, folks. FCS lines move bigger than or more than anything I can recall when it comes to sports gambling. So pay attention to that. Yeah. I think I might have here. Let me see if I can do this.
See on DK or FanDuel.
Yeah, I'm quickly loading up right now. But this is one that probably, if I had to bet, probably did jump.
DK still doesn't have theirs up. Gee, come on, DK.
Yeah, it's probably because they lose their ass on this stuff.
I mean, I'm taking the points just because South Florida's off of those 3 body games. I mean,
actually, it went down. It's at 28.5 right now on FanDuel.
Yeah,
28.5. So coming down a full touchdown. I'm still taking the points, but I'm not betting it. I was thinking about locking it with 35.
It just, like you said, to your point, these lines move like crazy. So yeah, Bulldogs, bad spot for South Florida. You know they're going to go through the motions with league play on deck, coming off 3 juggernaut games.
Yeah. Chat's asking about first half touchdown or first halves. I don't see first halves out there. If someone lets me know about that would be interesting. But I've not seen first halves out there. But excited to watch this game because you feel like they've played 3 straight Power 5s. To me, they might. Another thing is they might just phone it in a little bit about, hey, get Byron Brown some rest. But I think South Carolina State's like they kind of fucked up by putting them on the schedule. They're not a bad team, man. Ryan Stubblefield, the quarterback there. I was impressed in that South Carolina game a couple weeks back. Next up, we got Wofford heading to Blacksburg, man. And for whatever reason, I know we already bet this, but Sean Watson, the former offensive coordinator for Gary Barnett, the Colorado Buffaloes. I think he was with Pitt and Narduzzi 1 year, like 7-8 years ago. Let me read you their season so far. So they play at South Carolina State. They lose 16-15. They then take on Richmond. They lose 14-10. Last week against Mercer, they lose, and this is at Mercer, Macon, Georgia. They lose 22-21. Mercer was a preseason top 15 team. I mean, they're 0-3 with a deficit of 6 points.
Hilarious.
Tough. I mean, that's not a bad FCS. I'll tell you this: if Philip Montgomery, remember Brent Pry was fired at Virginia Tech. Philip Montgomery, who I do think is a coaching upgrade. I think he's a better head coach than Brent Pry ever was. So we laid it with the Hokies here. Does me rattling off that Wofford has been in all these games and they have, I think, a quality coach? Does that change anything that you think about this game? And is this line still the same?
I don't see it because I'm back in Virginia. So
hang on 1 second.
I don't know what's wrong with Tally site right now.
It is I am seeing still 35.5. Over under at 48.5. Yeah.
Where's my bookie at?
Yeah. I mean, it's still the same. So or no, it's at what here was at 34.5. So or 34. So now it's at 35.5.
We just laid it because of the spot.
Yeah, I just think a lot of times you get up for this, but 35.5 makes me think a little bit more. 34, you feel good about that. 35.5, you're like, damn. I still think lay it, but I don't know that I would lock it up now. Going over that key number. Next up, we have San Diego, the Toreros. Shout out to San Diego. I appreciate what they do. As a team that, obviously Jim Harbaugh coached there, Summerall was there before as well. They don't do scholarships and they play a fucking challenging schedule. Week 1, they played Cal Poly. And if you know anything about Cal Poly, I know they've struggled recently ever since they ditched the triple option and went air raid. But John Madden just donated a shit ton of money to Cal Poly a couple of years ago when he died. That's his alma mater. And so that was a really tough first opponent to me. And then they took on Southern Utah, who we know is decent as well. Actually upset Southern Utah there in San Diego. Then they went to Bozeman to take on Montana State, got destroyed 41-7. And now they go to Princeton, back-to-back away from Bozeman to Princeton, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Princeton laying 13.5. Dude, I kind of think we should bet Princeton.
It is their opener too.
They played 2 years ago. Princeton won in San Diego 23-12.
I think I'm aligned with you. I think they win by 2+ touchdowns.
That's a super aggressive start to your season.
They are the significantly more rested team, especially when you factor in the travel.
Let's double lock these Tigers. We Tigers. Shout out to Greg. Lost all my money in the grabber machine at the movies this week. Playing a game of ass grabber, or is this a real grabber, situation? You also got the lobster grabber,
I lost all my money on the jukebox and spinning the wheel.
The jukebox, that'll get you.
Too many Ruppelman and Fireball shots.
Yeah, I think that's just the wear and tear on San Diego. Now, I will say this. If you pay attention to the Pioneer League, where Davidson, it's kind of like the Pioneer League is like the original Big Ten, where they just have teams scattered across the country. I think San Diego, but because they went through all this wear and tear, once that conference play starts, I know Presbyterian's good, but watch out. San Diego, they played elite competition so far. But yeah, we are on the Princeton Tigers here. Sticking at that same time or early tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Georgetown, top 10, number 7 offense in the country, hitting the road to go to Providence, Rhode Island, to Brown Stadium, where Brown won 26-14 down in DC a year ago.
Yep. This line
series
flipped.
goes. What's that?
This line flipped.
Hoya's now laying 3.5.
Hoya's laying 1.5.
Oh, woof. I don't know, man. The way Georgetown lost that last game was pretty rough.
I'm betting the Brown guys.
I'm going to take Brown. I'm not going to bet it because I think Georgetown's offense can present problems, but that was a death blow loss. When you blow a double, that defense is trash too, man. What were you gonna say?
No, and Brown's a more rested team.
Yeah,
they haven't played yet, and I'm going to side with a lot of these Ivy schools this week, outside of Columbia, just because of the history of just shitting the bed in Lafayette. But I think the initial number was right. Give me Brown. I'll lock it at +1.5. Wrong team favorite now.
Moneyline Mag going in on the Brown Bears. Great logo.
I'm a private school pussy so far.
There you go.
I'm just locking up all the Ivy teams.
The FCS has a good chunk of them, right? Look, this game's fantastic, by the way. This is one of the better games on the whole card. So, in similar vein to Wofford is Holy Cross, Dan Curran's bunch. They're so much better than their record. So they lose at Northern Illinois week 1, FBS school, about to be in the Mountain West next year, 19-17 because they can't make a field goal. They can't execute a field goal. I thought they were actually the better team that day. If you watch that game, then they go to New Hampshire, who's a very good FCS. They lose 19-16. So they lose 19-17 week 1, 19-16 week 2. And then last week they lose to Rhode Island 9-7, 0-3 with your deficit being what, 8 points combined, 8 points in all 3 games. Now they got to go to the Yale Bowl. That's a really challenging first 4 games, by the way, for the Crusaders. Yale laying 3.5. Let me make sure that's still accurate.
It is. I mean, that's crazy. 3 losses by 7 points.
Yeah, no, it just ridiculous. But here's the problem. I kind of like Yale here, man. I kind of like Yale here just because, they're fresh. And to me, like I would like, I know you would say, well, you took Lafayette, but Lafayette didn't go through this much of a grind.
Yeah.
But to me, like Holy Cross just went through 3 an FBS. That'll be a bowl team probably, or, they normally are a bowl team. New Hampshire and Rhode Island to me are playoff teams. And now you're taking Yale, who I think could be a playoff team. So I'm actually going to lay the number with Yale. Excited to watch this game. If you haven't seen this stadium, this is one of the best stadiums in the nation, in my opinion. The New York Giants used to play there back in the day. This is just a great stadium. Series goes back to 1903. Really looking forward to this game. But you know what? I'm going to jump in on this, man. I know Holy Cross's defense has been good, but I'm going to take Yale to win this thing by like 7. They open it up here. What are you doing here?
I'm gonna take Yale, but I'm not gonna bet it. Just because all Holy Cross does is lose close games. I can see them losing by 3.
Yeah. Shout out to Kay. He goes, ready for this game. This is a fire game. This is one of the best games so far.
And regionality.
This is probably, I mean, honestly, like the slate, Georgetown, Brown, San Diego, Princeton. It's a pretty good morning slate, but this one specifically is fire. Next up, we got Harvard heading down to DeLon, Florida to take on Stetson. This one is not a fire game. The spread reflects it as well. 37.5 is what Harvard is laying. They played last year up in Boston. Harvard won 35-0. Spec Martin Stadium. I'll take the points. No bet. What are you doing here?
I'll lay it. I think the number's big for a reason.
It's
awful.
Next up, we have, this is a pretty fire game too. Villanova and Monmouth. I just touched on Derek Robertson leads the nation in passing. The quarterback of Monmouth. He was a transfer from Maine a couple years ago. Villanova obviously 1-1, but their 1 loss is to Penn State, which they covered. This Nova beat Colgate in the opener. This is a very good game. They did play a year ago with Monmouth winning by 7 on the road. This one, Monmouth laying 3.5. I'm not sure if this number's moved a bit, but these numbers, I put in these numbers
it's
at about 2 a.m. last night or 1 a.m. last night, Eastern time. I'm going to take Monmouth. I just think the blow of Penn State, the body blow of Penn State, I know Monmouth played an FBS last week as well, but it's a little different. So I'm going to lay it with Monmouth. No bet, because I think this is a game. This is actually one of the better games of the day as well. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I like this Monmouth offense. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna bet Monmouth here. I like this offense. I'm gonna fade Villanova back-to-back road spot coming off Penn State. And I just think Monmouth's gonna be able to get this thing going through the air. I think they're laying the points on the other side of 3 for a reason.
Yeah, Hunter in the chat loves the over 69.5. And if you watch last year's game, 73 points were scored in that game. So something to pay attention to. Moneyline Max and come fly with the Hawks. Next up, we have Saginaw Valley State taking on New Haven. No line, but shout out to Saginaw's at the Circa. And shout out to the great Eugene Marv, linebacker for the Tampa Bay Bucks, who was a Saginaw Valley State guy. And shout out to New Haven getting their first win.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it going. The chat was talking about Bellarmine potentially coming to the FCS ranks. I'm curious, is that just someone fucking with us, or is that do I need to search this now? Who said that back? Let me go. It was at the top. I feel like
I think they're fucking with you.
I know. Why are they fucking with me? They should, because you're in Louisville, Kentucky. Why would you not? Anyway, next up, we got Fordham and Colgate. This is a series that goes back almost 100 years, 96 years. Colgate laying 6.5 against Fordham. Fordham, man, the days of Tim DeMora, they've just been awful so far. 0-3 now. To be fair, Colgate is 0-3, but at least Colgate has looked the part in the Monmouth. And remember that they blew that big lead against Monmouth.
Yeah.
And then they lose by 7 to Nova. And then they took on Syracuse. This is a get right spot for Colgate. I can be talked into betting these Raiders against Fordham. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a touchdown for a reason. 0-3 team that's looked a lot better than the other 0-3 team. Desperate spot at home. I think they opened this up win by double digits. So let's go. Get toothpaste.
Double lock on the toothpaste, holding that torch. Oh yeah. Come in with these Raiders. You're gonna be holding more than that torch. You're gonna be holding some money after this. All right, and one of the best rushing offenses in the nation. I believe the entire offense, I think, might be number 1 in the nation running the ball. And I believe that is the Delaware State Hornets and Deshaun Jackson as they head to Loretta, Pennsylvania. Poor St. Francis, who beat an FBS a year ago. Then they announced they're going to D3 after making the NCAA basketball tournament and beating an FBS. Bunch of their team transfers out. And that is a reason why I think we should consider potentially locking up Delaware State, because I've been very impressed. You know, if you would have asked me who would have been, now it's very early, so I don't want to get too crazy here, but Michael Vick and Norfolk State look much worse than Delaware State and Deshaun Jackson. And had you told me which one would look worse, I would have been pretty heavy on Deshaun Jackson and Delaware State, who I believe Clinton Portis is on his staff. They played last year. St. Francis won by 11. This is once again on the NEC Front Row app, but Mac, I kind of think Delaware State's bettable here.
I mean, but St. Francis has been completely dominating.
Their whole team transferred out when they were going. None of the teams they don't want to play D3, so they all left.
Is this the part of the year where they start quitting too?
That's what I'm saying. I kind of think we should load up. Here.
Let's go. Sean.
Double lock on Delaware State. And folks, if you hadn't caught Delaware State, they're more talented than Delaware State teams in the past. Caden Bennett, the Sac State quarterback, transferred in. And then the run game, which we had talked to Clinton Portis, the running backs coach, Marquise Gillis running wild. First off, Bennett, I believe, has 170 yards on the ground. Gillis has 300 yards on the ground. And then James Jones, their other back, also pretty good there as well. Next up, that was a double lock on North Alabama. We go to Hancock Stadium, where North Alabama's taking on Illinois State. You were just talking about Illinois State. This line's reflecting how much praise you were giving them. North Alabama, they played a year ago. Illinois State only won by 7, but that was on the road. in Florence, Alabama. Now they're going to Hancock Stadium. I mean, that's a big ass line though, man.
That is a lot. I think I'm going to take the points.
I think I got to take the points too. Yeah. I'll take the points, even though North Alabama not as good as I thought they would be this year. Next up, Penn is heading to Northeastern Massachusetts to take on the Chieftains of Stonehill. Penn laying 11.5. Look, Stonehill won on a Hail Mary. I will take Penn minus 11.5 in this spot. Curious about this game though, because we'll see if Stonehill, like, they were playing good defense all game against Maine. But what are you doing here?
I'm scrolling through to see if this line may have moved. I don't see it over at FanDuel. Yeah, I'll lay it with Penn.
All righty. Next up, we got Bluefield taking on Presbyterian. Look, there's no line on this, but wouldn't it be hilarious? Presbyterian's been like a darling in the FCS this year. 2 SoCon wins. It's going to be hilarious if they come back. They come home and Bluefield knocks them off. That game going on, I'm going to pay attention to it just because of Presbyterian. Wagner is saying fire up Chips, heading to Mount Pleasant, Central Michigan. Is this number probably moved? I would imagine. You see that out there yet?
Well, they take forever on the FBS on FCS games.
Hang on, I think I saw it out there earlier.
Oh, where the hell is Central Michigan? I don't see it.
You're right. I don't see it right now.
They take forever on these. Is this a get right spot for Central to open it up?
Yeah, I don't think Wagner's any good. I see it. I found it. 28.5 now. 28.5.
I'll lay it.
So it's actually come down 3 points. I'll lay it as well. I'm tempted to bet it. That might be one you might hear me say tomorrow morning. Okay, we got the Granite Bowl here.
Dartmouth.
Yes, this is a rivalry that's been happening 124 years. New Hampshire heading to Memorial Field there. What is it? Buddy Tevens Field now. Rest in peace. To take on fucking Dartmouth. This game last year they play, every year. Or almost every year, I feel like. No, they played, actually, I think last year would have been the one 2 years ago they played. New Hampshire won 24-7. New Hampshire keeps a good program, but Dartmouth ain't a bad program either. This is why this game is awesome. Matt Veza played pretty well last week in that loss to Ball State. That line was at 1 last night. You see it out there right now?
I see it 2.5.
So
New Hampshire's laying 2.5.
This is a great rivalry. I'll lay it. I think they win by at least a field goal. But I think this is going to be this will be on one of the screens here at SGPN East. What are you doing here?
Give me Dartmouth, home dog here. Rivalry.
Yeah, great rivalries. That's what the FCS, man. That's what I'm saying. If you're getting fed up with the transfer portal and NIL and conference realignment, I mean, we've already gone through a few of these that they've been playing forever. So,
well, it's all regionality too, because of the budgets. They keep all these games close to each other. If only the dumbass FBS would do the same.
Yeah, and this is another one. VMI, the Keydets, heading to Richmond, Virginia, right in your neck of the woods, in a series that goes back to 1893.
You should go to this game.
1893. Yeah, I mean, Richmond's not bad, man. I mean, I know you're seeing the record right now, 1-2, but I still think they're a contender. VMI, top 10 offense in the nation, but Richmond put it on them the last time they played, winning by 32. Is this a get right spot as the Spiders laying 16.5, the over under at 42.5? I'm going to lay it. I'm going to say they win by at least 17. How about you?
I think I'm going to take the points. Give me Richmond to win by 10-13. Or 10-14. I think VMI competes here. They got blown out last year. What time does this game start?
This is a 2:00 Eastern kick.
2:00 Eastern kick.
Okay. 2:00 Eastern. These
There's
Spiders.
so many goddamn good Power 4 games at that noon.
I know.
So I'll probably miss it. But
That's why we want weekday games. Give us a couple of these classics on the weekdays sometimes. Excited to see that one though. Next up, we got Dayton heading to Moon Township, Pennsylvania to take on your Colonials with Robert Morris. Robert Morris laying 5.5 in a series that goes back to 96. The over under at 42.5. Yeah, I ended up taking Dayton, but I don't have any strong conviction with this.
Down to 3.5. I'll lay it with Bob Morris at 3.5.
Ready. Next up, we got Mercer heading to the Citadel. This is only a 119-year-old rivalry here. Charleston, South Carolina. Man, the Citadel let me down last week. Is it a bounce back spot? Remember, Mercer barely got past Wofford. 1 point win. Now they hit the road, the Johnson Haygood Stadium. Mercer did win by 17 in Macon, Georgia last year. I'm going back to the well. By the way, do you see this line? I didn't see this line last night.
6.5. Mercer's laying 6.5.
Give me the Citadel and the points. They're going to win this fucking. Mercer's been fool's gold a little bit this year.
Should we bet though? As a home dog? I'll lock up the Citadel, man. They're going to get this thing going eventually with the odds.
I like the 6, and I do think this actually. Yeah, okay. Let's go.
How about
double
Citadel?
lock on the Citadel with 6.5 at home. Johnson Haygood Stadium. What do they got? They got the former Air Force Falcons guy playing some ball for them. The quarterback spot. They also have Javante Graves Billups at the receiver spot, having a big year for them. Next up, we got Drake heading to Vermilion, South Dakota. Drake, relax on the scheduling. Just played South Dakota State. Series goes back 106 years. Lost by 16. Actually played pretty well in Brookings. I think they stay within the 15.5. So give me Drake, but no bet here.
I'm with you. Give me the points. Does South Dakota have a look ahead spot?
South Dakota on deck. They have the Murray State. No. They do have a look ahead spot. They're at North Dakota State. Dakota marker game is next week. So then Murray State. So wow. Yeah.
Drake.
Yeah, actually, I like it more now. I'm almost considering betting this.
Check the picks page. There you go. Picks page plug.
We got a good one going on in Keali'i. Can Western get their first win?
What happened to this program?
I mean, a lot of guys transferred. You saw their starting quarterbacks now at Pitt. They're one of their receivers also went to Pitt. Their top corners starts for ECU. A few other guys. One of their top wideouts is at Tulsa. But I think this is one you jump on. I think we lay the 6.5 here. I think this is two teams. This will be a lot of offense, by the way, in this game. If anything, actually, I will lock the over 60.5 in this game. Give me the over in this game. I think both teams will get into the 30s, maybe even the 40s. So
you can give me a lock on Weehawks Cats here.
Shout out to Never Graduated saying not fucking with you about Bellarmine. Need to do construction on field for size regulation. Give it time. Let's go. Let's fucking go. You with me on the Cats, right?
Yeah, I'm locking up Western Carolina.
Yeah.
I've been very underwhelmed with Samford, so Western Carolina gets right here.
I'm locking that over, but Moneyline Mac locking up the Cats minus 6.5. I do think they get their first win. I just don't want it to be by a field goal. So give me the over. That's my play. Shout out to Alex Yoder in the chat. He goes, yeah, there's no defense here. Load up. All right. Hunter saying this in the Villanova game, play the over parlay. Next up, we got Edward Waters taking on Bethune-Cookman in a series. They've been playing this shit for 100 years. This is part of the fabric of fucking America, baby. You guys think you're too good in Daytona to go check out Edward Waters and Bethune? Well, I got news for you. You should. All right, you fucking should. There's no line because Edward Waters is not in the FCS. But they should give us those lines. That's what we need to work on next. As someone that's been hosting the show for a few years, we've started to get these FCS lines way earlier than ever before. each year that's gotten better and better. The next step to me next year is let's get lines just like we have for FBS against FCS on D2 FCS. Please, let's go. Excited to have that game on the schedule, protecting the history of the sport here. Next up, Mercyhurst, the hospital. You crazy bastards. You were just in Sacramento taking out Sac State. Now you're going to Bozeman. One thing you got to love about Mercyhurst here is they just say, fuck it. We got invited to the FCS party. We're going in. Let me tell you who they've played so far. They played at Youngstown State, who's won several FCS national championships in my lifetime. Then they took on New Haven, who was new. They're like, oh, you want to be part of the party? You come play us. But then at Sac State, this week they're at Montana State. And next week they are at South Dakota State. That's crazy. And by the way, the Dakota Marker is not next week. That's South Dakota against North Dakota State. Dakota Marker is later. Dude, relax. There are 4 away games, Mac, to start the season at Youngstown, at Sac State, at Montana State, at South Dakota State. And by the way, you come home after that to take on the Long Island fucking Sharks, who have already beaten FBS. I'll take the. I can't take the points. Montana State's gonna fuck them up. They've been on the road forever here. What are we doing? We got to lay it.
They're gonna kill them.
I love it and respect it, but I'm like, wait a second. This is a bad spot.
This is when you start wearing down on that 4th and 5th straight. You're like, fuck this. We gotta go to Bozeman now. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost lockable. Yeah, it's very. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be like 52-6 or something. You're probably right. Let's go. Let's bet the hell out of this. Montana State minus 31.5. They might get to the over by themselves. By the way, I mean they gave up 49 to Sac State. Montana State is better than Sac State. That's another over that I think. I mean, I guess if you're going to take the over, you worry about Mercyhurst not scoring. But I think Montana State can get to the 50s. Next up, Indiana State, the Sycamores. Man,
they got destroyed. Cignetti's such a prick.
Yeah, and the birdbath rivalry there.
By the way, the FCS teams on these short weeks, they're note for next year. We got to fade them. Like it's such an unfair advantage with the difference of physicality on a short week. Yeah. Indiana State is catching 27.5. They played Montana in Terre Haute a couple years ago, lost 49-14. Now they're going to Washington Grizzly Stadium. I will say this, Bobby Hawk, that first half, man, it felt like Montana was like, who is this Montana team? But they woke up. I gotta lay it, man. I maybe they could stay. I don't know. I just feel like, is Montana asleep at the wheel a little bit here? Who do they got on deck? I just kind of feel like that's a good. They got Idaho on deck, so that is a tough. Okay, I'm still gonna lay it. I still think Montana State wins this thing by 28 or so. What are you doing here? I'll lay it. I'll trust Missoula here. That's my handicap. Back to back body blow. Yeah.
If you haven't been to a game at Washington Grizzly Stadium, I highly recommend it. I think it's one of the best stadiums in college football, one of the best environments you can watch a college football game. So if you're in the area, make sure you circle that. Next up, Gardner-Webb, Ohio.
We took G-Webb because Ohio's just played 3 bye games.
I think G-Webb's and they're a decent team, so I think it's a decent play here.
Can we bet them? I mean, that's a lot of points after playing Ohio State, West Virginia, and Rutgers.
I kind of like it, man.
Yeah.
What's that line? Is that still the same line? Let me see if I can find this line. It's actually come down a point, 25.5.
Yeah, I mean, the logic is probably the same. Yeah, G-Webb, let's go.
I'm into. I think they could stay within that number. Let's go. Running Bulldogs.
Even though Ohio is the best team in the country.
Yeah, we'll find out on Saturday. This game is awesome. Shout out to Lonte Smith in the chat. He is a grad from North Carolina A&T. Same with Terrell Furman Jr. And Terrell actually hit me up to go to this game. My problem is I got my wife's birthday at the same time, so it's a little tricky for me to get out on this Saturday. North Carolina Central, North Carolina A&T, the Aggie Eagle Classic. Been happening for 103 years, folks. The FCS gives you these fucking gems. Central, I talked about Walker Harris earlier. One of the better quarterbacks in the nation in the FCS ranks. What do you do here, man? Because you feel like Central, Trey Oliver keeps a really good program there.
I'll take the points because of the rivalry.
That's what I was thinking too. But I will say, didn't they get whooped last year? This is on Flow Sports, by the way. Central won 66-24 last year. This is pretty much the game that got Vincent Brown fired, the former Patriot linebacker at the head coach. It's a big fucking number, though, man. It's a big number, but that was in Durham. I'll take the points too, I guess. But Walker Harris is a very good quarterback, but I'll take the points too, I guess.
Yeah, I'll trust the rivalry. They're at home. Central wins 7-10.
Lonte, let us know your thoughts on this one if you're catching this. I think that the third, are they baiting us with the 13.5?
Yeah, that's what I mean. If it was 14.5, I'd be like, oh, are they baiting us to take A&T? But yeah, give me the dog.
Yeah,
no, I'm not fucking betting this.
Hunter loves the over here on the 49.5. I mean, well, like we said, Central had 66 on them last year, and A&T scored 24. So yeah, offensive explosion a year ago in Durham. So yeah, excited that this game's going on, but I'm not betting this. I'll take the points as well. Next up, we got Charleston Southern heading to Williamsburg, Zabel Stadium there. Take on the Tribe of William & Mary. William & Mary's laying 14.5. Southern's looked decent this year, despite not being good, if that makes sense. They're 0-3.
Yeah.
But let me recite this. So they played Vanderbilt week 1. Okay. Whatever. After that, Coastal Carolina, they were down 3-0 at the 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter. They ended up losing 13-0. And then they lose to Lindenwood by 7 last week. I kind of think Southern's a little bit better than their record indicates, but the Tribe just got worked by UVA in a game that we were both off on. And I kind of think it's a get right spot for the Tribe. I'm going to lay the 14.5. What are you doing here?
Same. I'll lay it. I think the Tribe is not as bad as they were last week.
Yeah. Next up, Valpo is in Grand Forks. Valpo's fucking terrible. Taking on the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. The line is 43.5, and judging the ways North Dakota lost this game and the Kansas State game, they are way better than their 1-2 record. I'm going to lay it. And I actually thought about betting this.
Well, let's do it. Let's lay another big one here. The Dakotas.
I feel like they're the way that like if you're a North Dakota fan, you're vomiting all week. So I almost think that this is like a point of like, hey, fuck this. We're going to destroy them.
60, 56.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Should we go in on this?
Yeah, let's go.
Nothing like laying 43.5. Double lock on the Fighting Sioux of North Dakota. Shout out to Viking Elder God. There's our Portland State fan. You guys, there's no loss this week because they're on a bye. And look, you guys covered for us against Hawaii. So shout out to Portland State. We got to get it going. All right. Next up, we got fucking Sacred Heart heading to Norfolk to take on Norfolk State. Sacred Heart just beat the Long Island Sharks. Are laying 1.5. I'm on Sacred Heart here, and I thought about betting this. The only thing is, they were a double-digit dog that won outright.
Yeah, give me Vic at home. Like I think they're gonna start getting it going a little bit.
Yeah. All right. So just give me. I'm just going to take Sacred Heart. No bet. Folks, want to tell you that the FCS College Football Experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's a great place to play fantasy pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. Simply pick higher or lower in your favorite player's stats. Look, Underdog's got a brand new offer for the new customers out there. Play just $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Yes, Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and NFL. And look, they just introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000 there. So what are you doing? Jump on over there. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app, and they're going to give you 25% off your first month. Yes, download the Rhythm app and use the promo code SGPN25. Let it ride. All right, we are back. Fucking Sacred Hot. Norfolk State. Strange game in a way.
Yeah, it's random.
They don't have a lot of history playing each other, but I will say Sacred Hot did get them 10-3 last year, but that was up in Sacred Hot. This is at Dick Price Stadium there. Next up, Hampton Howard, the real HU rivalry. This is why I'm saying this FCS shit is great, man. They've been playing this shit for 117 years. Hampton laying 1.5. Has this crossed 0 at all?
I don't see this one right now.
Because
Hampton's in Virginia. That's why.
Oh yeah,
That's why I'm getting the fuck out of this.
I got you. Hang on. Let me load this up. I tend to think Hampton's coming off a double overtime loss to A&T. I kind of like Howard here, man, but I just want to make sure. So Howard's now laying 2.5. The over under at 45.5 still. I'm going to take the Bison to win by at least a field goal, but no lock here. This is a great rivalry game. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I love when these two play in basketball. Give me the home team here.
This is at Aldi Field. I should mention that. That is not on campus. So they're playing this at the place they play the XFL and the MLS shit at. I don't know if that might help Hampton some, but I'm still on Howard. Next up, we got Idaho heading to San Jose, California. This line was at 11.5. I don't believe it's at 11.5 anymore. I think this went up. This is at
14.5. I think San Jose is going to roll.
I'm going to lock San Jose.
Yeah, I already did on the picks page. This is a get right spot. Off of 5 week too.
Yeah, lay it with Sparty.
You're still eligible to win our.
We're still good. We're still good, man.
I was talking to Rosenberg last night. He goes, San Jose fucked us. I said, not yet. They haven't lost a Mountain West game.
Yeah, very much a V. We're alive.
We should go back in on a San Jose future. Because
what are the odds right now on that shit right now, by the way?
Let's take a look. I bet you they're way down because of everybody overreacted to the Central Michigan game.
Yeah. I bet you're right. You're right. I bet you. Now, do they update to make the championship mid-season, or they just have them to win the championship?
San Jose is now 10-1, so they didn't even really go down that much because their schedule's so soft.
Yeah, they know. They know.
3-1 to make the conference championship games.
Really, they're still giving them that love. I'll say this: I don't even see the Mountain West. Oh no, I see it, dude. New Mexico is still 15-1 to make the championship game.
They hate on New Mexico.
There's a lot of value in that play, man.
You know who's skyrocketing up there? Old Bronco Mendenhall.
Yeah, yes, plus 650.
That guy could coach.
I still think there's value on Air Force and New Mexico.
Yeah.
I guess Air Force has already lost a Mountain West game, though, so New Mexico would be the smarter bet. But yeah, lock up, double lock, San Jose State minus 15.5. So next up, we got Incarnate Word, who did stick it to Northern Arizona a year ago in San Antonio, 38-14. But now they got to go to that filthy walk-up Sky Dome. I've been to this bullshit arena. Northern Arizona is a team that if you built that stadium outside like they used to have before that Sky Dome was built, they are essentially the potential of App State in the West. Flagstaff's a great town. There's only 2 other teams. There's no other FCS team. They just need to get that going. They got to get an outdoor stadium there. Northern Arizona's laying 3.5, and I kind of think we should bet it. I think they're better than Incarnate Word's struggling this year, man.
Yeah. It's not a familiar program right now. They're usually really good. They've shelved themselves.
Yeah, I think we should go in.
Let's go.
Yeah, double lock. Chad Pennington's son, Ty Pennington, at the quarterback spot for these Jacks. All right. Shout out to Tool in the chat. Elon, East Tennessee State. This is a good one too, man. Elon is catching 1.5. That's surprising to me a little bit. I know ETSU's off that tough loss to West Georgia, but I'm going to take Elon to win this game. I know it's back-to-back away for Elon, so maybe there's something there with that. What are you doing?
It's up to 3.5. I'll lay with the ETSU. I feel like they got too much talent to.
Yeah, they're a good team. I mean, this is a good game right here to watch. Next up, you got Lehigh heading to Lewisburg, Pennsylvania to take on Bucknell in a series that goes back to 1888. Lehigh laying 11.5. I'm kind of sold that Lehigh's a pretty good team, so I'm going to lay the 11.5.
I'm with you. I'll lay it. I like this Lehigh team.
Yeah. Next up, we got Eastern Kentucky going to West Georgia. These Wolves are making a point, and EKU I lost money on last week against Marshall, but man, it's a big number. I'm taking EKU here. West Georgia keeps beating all these teams. They're down to have just a human game here. Give me the points in the Colonels. West Georgia can still win the game, but the Colonels cover this thing. What are you doing here?
I'm going to keep riding West Georgia. I'll lay it. I'll lay the double digits here.
Yeah, I mean, what a great story. Please, if you keep winning, you got to get a new logo because your logos are fucking terrible, West Georgia. Next up, this game at Johnny Unitas Stadium, Youngstown State, Towson, two teams that have played for FCS national championships in the past, 20 years or 25 years, whatever it is. Youngstown's laying 5.5 on the road. Not so fast. Coming off the Michigan State body blow. Give me Towson and Pete Shinnick's bunch. I like it as a money line play. Let's go. This is a game though. This is a game right here.
Is Towson off Maryland?
Yeah. What? Wait, was that Maryland 2 weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago.
No, it was last week, right? It was last week.
I
guess both played Big Ten teams. Right?
Yeah. Give me the points. No bet.
I say sprinkle the money line. I'm not even taking the points. Just give me the money line play here. Next up, we got Duquesne, Akron. This is when the bet detective pressured us. You see this line now, though? This line's at like 5 points or something like that. What is this fucking line?
Wasn't it fucking like 6 or 7.5?
Yeah, now I'm terrified. It's at 7.5 now. Akron's laying 7.5. I actually think at this point you take Akron.
I'm still in Duquesne. I think Duquesne will be live. Akron's fucking horrible.
You got to love the Pennsylvania-Ohio matchup, though. Yeah, next up, Central Connecticut State going to take on Merrimack. These real Blue Devils made the FCS playoffs a year ago. Now they're laying 2.5, just 2.5 on the road at Merrimack. Is that because 2 years ago at the Wayne Stadium, Merrimack got them 35-24? It's a different Merrimack team to me. I will take Central Connecticut State laying the 2.5, and this is a fringe lock to me. What are you doing here?
You said you're taking Merrimack?
No, taking Central.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I think it's a fringe lock, dude. I think it's a fringe lock.
I think the Blue Devils are significantly better. I know it's a road favorite, and it feels a little chalky, but yeah, let's go.
I'm in. Let's do it. Blue Devils, real Blue Devils, laying 2.5. Let's bet it. Tual was impressed with Duquesne last week against Lehigh. I was too, man. Isabella, I was wondering if that was the younger brother to Andy Isabella. That was my first thought watching him play. He is a beast at he's a wideout. Yeah, not a but he looked good in that game. Kentucky Christian taking on Moorhead State, no line, but I appreciate the regionality here. Lincoln, California, the Oaklanders, my favorite program in the nation. They just live life on the road. Hello, give them the home stadium as Oakland Coliseum if no one's using it, you filthy motherfuckers. Idaho State will get that. They're finally going to get that win, buddy. It took a while, but they're finally going to get there. This will be their first win of the season. Remember, they've played 2 FBSs, and then we hammered Southern Utah. No line here, but just look for them to get that first win. Bryant and Campbell. This is an interesting matchup because they haven't played that many times since Bryant is new. Both these teams kind of new to the CAA. Campbell's 0-3. They played once 2 years ago. Bryant won 43-37. That was up in Smithfield, Rhode Island. This is in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Man, if you look at Campbell's season so far, 11-point loss. They covered by the hook to Rhode Island, but they were up a lot of that game. Go back and look at that thing. They were leading at halftime. They were leading after 3, and Rhode Island rallied back. Then they got beat by East Carolina because that's the greatest team in the country. But then against Furman, 28-24, they were in that thing, man. I kind of think they could give Bryant a game here, man. I'm going to take Campbell to win this thing outright, but no bet. What are you doing here?
I like Campbell here. I like the home dog spot. Desperate team at home. I'm going to bet it. Actually, I think they're going to win this game outright.
I'll jump on it too. You twist my arm. Let's go.
Okay.
Double lock on the Camels. Remember Bryant beat an FBS 2 weeks ago? UMass.
Yeah, this line's inflated.
Yeah.
Wrong team too.
Let's go. Next up, we got we got the fucking Long Island Sharks heading to Kingston, Rhode Island. Take on these Rams. Rhode Island won a year ago, 28-21. But this one's at Meade Stadium there. 16.5. Is it still at 16.5? Because this is a lock to me. I'm locking up Long Island. Now fucking Sharks are going to Lucas after the fucking game. Because these Rams up there in Rhode Island, you don't go to Rhode Island unless you gotta. All right. Sharks are gonna go. They're going there because they gotta, and they're coming home with a dub. Mark it down, my sister Teresa. She's gonna be at the game. The casserole pregame. We'll be tailgating. They don't got much of a tailgating scene, so we just load up to the parking lot at the fucking Costco, right? Boom, catch us there. Double lock, easy play. Yeah. Sprinkle the money line. Sprinkle the fucking money line here. Let's
Sharks
go.
are a good dog program. Not good as favorites.
Yes, let's go. Let's go. The Battle of the Islands. Let's go. Next up, Cornell is heading to Albany. Take on these Great Danes. We're concerned about the Great Danes. They got a top 10 passing quarterback, but they just can't win these games. I know they skunked Cornell a year ago, but I'm taking the Big Red here. I'm taking the Big Red at Bob Ford Field. Yeah. Give me the 1.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, well, I'll take the rested team here in a pick 'em. Give me Cornell.
And shout out to Lane Gretzky. They're saying we should parlay the Citadel with the Long Island Sharks. I like it too. No bet here, but Cornell. Next up, Chattanooga heading to Tarleton State. Man, this is a good one.
God damn, they're laying 25.5 against Chattanooga.
I know Chattanooga's been a good FCS program, but Tarleton's in like fuck you mode, man. I think Chattanooga beat Stetson 63-0 last week. Chattanooga, okay, gosh, man. I still think.
Give me Chattanooga. Tarleton wins by 24. I mean, this is a lot of points.
It is a big ass number. I think I got to take Chattanooga as well. But man, Tarleton has been fucking teams up. We took Central Arkansas on the points last week.
I know, yeah, that's good for us.
I'll take the points as well. No bet.
I'm not betting against this.
Yeah.
Team. Fuck, they're a top 25 FBS team right now.
I know, man. They want to join the FBS. Southern Illinois, the Salukis heading to Cape. How do I say this? Girardeau?
Cape Girardeau.
Girardeau. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking moron. Look, SIU's laying 7.5. SEMO is they're kind of in a rebuild. So I will lay the 7.5. SIU wins by 10. What are you doing here?
This game's got some history to it. There's somewhat regionality with Missouri and Illinois. I'll take the home dog. Give me Salukis win by 1 possession.
Here we go. Going with SEMO, your boys.
Oh, yeah.
Stony Brook Stony Brook, the Seawolves, heading to St. Charles, Missouri to take on the penitentiary known as Lindenwood. Can these Seawolves get it done?
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
We happened to cash on Stony Brook last week against Fordham as they won 41-18. Lindenwood's been chippy. They gave App State a bit of a game. They beat Charleston Southern at Charleston Southern. So I'm a little bit. I think this is more of a game, but I still think Stony Brook's top 25 team a year ago. They're throwing money in. I'm going in. I'm laying the 2.5. I'm locking up these Seawolves. What are you doing here?
This will be our first battle. Give me Lindenwood. I love taking Lindenwood at home, baby. The penitentiary. Let's go. You can't come in there.
Buddy.
You Seawolves can't come into the prison.
The Seawolves are spending money. This money, I don't know where that fuck it came from. We got some mysterious money. And we're going into that prison. We're busting out all these bums. All right? Battle. Dundee with the Seawolves. Mac with the penitentiary. Next up, we got Northern Colorado heading to the CVS. Yeah, I put the CVS on the slide. All right, go out there, go out and get replenish your prescriptions.
How are they laying 2.5 against the CVS?
Because historically Northern Colorado's been bad, but this team's been chippy this year. Both teams are 1-2. Houston Christian got them by 12 last year. I think revenge is on the mind. I am taking Northern Colorado -2.5. Shop to you drop customers, but I don't know that I'm betting this. Yeah, what are you doing here?
Weird things happen at the CVS.
Yeah. But give me the Bears of Northern Colorado there. Next up, Greensboro, Davidson. Not in Starkville. That's in Charlotte. No line, but Davidson's been awful, so I do think Greensboro's live to win that thing. Maine is heading to Statesboro, Georgia, to take on Georgia Southern. Trying to find this line to see if this thing is. It's at 23.5 right now. Still at 23.5 there. Okay. These are two teams that met back in '87. They've met a couple times. Maine's a decent school, but man, they got upset by Stonehill on that Hail Mary last week. They played the Flaming Libs. It was a 7-7 game with 10 minutes left in the fourth. 23.5. Give me the Black Bears to stay within that number. What are you doing here?
Yeah. I mean, Georgia Southern was a great lock for us last week. A little bit of a letdown before league play. Yeah. Give me Maine. Yeah.
And it's also, they had some great playoff games back in the day. Those are on YouTube. Enjoy yourself in the summer months. Look, UT Martin, this team's been scheduling goddamn everybody, man. I almost feel sorry for them because they lost a lot of their players in the portal, like so many of these schools do. And now UT Martin heads to Springfield, Missouri, where Missouri State is trying to build this program up. UT Martin's this is a team that made the FCS playoffs last year. This is their schedule so far. In Stillwater against the Power 5 FBS and Oklahoma State. They lose 27-7. Even that score was actually a little closer than that final score indicates. Then they went to the Sun Bowl to take on UTEP, another FBS. They did get worked in this one, 42-17. But then they took on the Salukis, who we know are a good FCS program as well. And now they head to their third FBS school in 4 weeks. I'm going to lay it with Missouri State. The wear and tear is too much. I know that these teams have played each other a lot over the past 25 years, but I gotta lay it. What are you doing here?
Bet Detective and I locked up Martin. We think that they're pretty good. And Missouri State's off an emotional game. I mean, that was an all-in game against SMU. Played well, right there to lead at the half, and we're competitive. So give me UT Martin in a little bit of a letdown.
Moneyline Mac and the Bet Detective locking up the Skyhawks.
Who says the Bet Detective doesn't do FCS?
Yeah.
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
All right. Lane College is the Dragons. Terrible name. Taking on Alabama A&M. Go check out that one. Sam Shade represent. Northwestern State, these demons.
They're god awful.
Remember they stormed week 1?
It's a good thing they did storm because they ain't going to win another game.
Yeah, I actually think we should bet Prairie View here.
I don't know if I can lay 15.5 with Prairie View, though.
I don't think Prairie View is that bad. Like they lost to Rice by 21, and then they lost to the Mexicans by 6. They beat Texas Southern though.
Yeah.
It's a big number though. Maybe you're right because Northwestern did beat Alcorn. All right, I'll stay away, but I'm laying it.
I'll lay it too. No bet.
Next up, we got Western Illinois. The Leathernecks heading to Cheney, Washington, take on Eastern Washington. Eastern Washington's 0-3. They dropped 62 points on on Western Illinois the last time they played in 21, but they gave up 56. Holy shit. E-Dub's the play here though. I'm going to lay the 9.5. They've had some close losses. I actually think this is lockable.
Yeah, on the old red turf here, baby.
Yeah, the Inferno they call it.
I'm seeing if this line moved at all. Yeah, let's do it. Let's lock at 9.5. E-Dub.
E-Dub minus 9.5. Shout out to former Redskins offensive tackle Ed Simmons. Let's go.
They're better than their record. I'm with you.
They are. Next up, we got Murray State heading to Jack State. Jack State laying 36.5. I'm taking Murray, but I am not touching this game with the 10-foot pole. How about you?
I'll lay an old OVC matchup here. Jack State rolls.
Yeah. Texas A&M Commerce. They're going by some other ridiculous name. Now they're heading to Grambling, Louisiana, to the house that Eddie Robinson built. Grambling laying 2.5. Grambling did look like shit last week. So I do think this is an interesting matchup, but I will lay the 2.5, but no strong conviction to it. You?
I'll lay the 2.5 as well. Fade Commerce.
Yeah. Next up, Sela, LSU. Brian Kelly's been chipping. He's been chippy with these reporters. LSU's laying 41.5. I'm gonna lay it.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah. Next up, Nichols. The battle for the paddle, baby. Love it back on the schedules. The Nazis of Nichols are heading into San Marcos to take on Texas State. Texas State. I think this line jumped, right? Isn't this now at like 28.5?
It is, I believe so. I'm on Nichols still. I'm on the Nazis. There's too many.
I'm gonna lay it. I think Texas. It's an interesting game though because Nichols did play. They almost beat Troy outright in Troy. Yeah. They beat Incarnate Word. I'm gonna lay it though. Texas State got kind of fucked up last week at Sun Devil Stadium. I think they get back going. So, Texas Wesleyan taking on the Mexicans. Look, the Mexicans this is their first ever season in college football. One of the best stories I think in college football this year. But no line here. Just if you get a chance, check out the boys in Edinburgh, Texas. George Mason, take notes. VCU, take notes. Bellarmine, take notes. Wilmington, take notes. Northern Iowa is taking on Dixie State in St. George, Utah. Northern Iowa's laying 6.5, and that's a little bit too many points for me. I will take Dixie State to stay in that number. This is a far trip.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I'm with you. I'll take the home dog, but no bet. I need to see some more to Dixie.
No bet either. Only a few games left. McNeese taking on Bronco Mendenhall and Utah State. I do think they stay within this number, though. I actually kind of want to bet this. Yeah, let's go.
That's an emotional win they just had.
Yeah, 26 points with the Cowboys here. Let's go.
Mendenhall doesn't show much of the playbook here with Mountain West resuming next week for him.
Yeah, McNeese, another school that wants to be in the FBS. C-note game here. Let's go. Dixie State. It's always Dixie State on this show, man. Look, there's a lot of names out there that we don't approve. And the best part about having this show, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
And they can't cancel us. It's great.
Yeah. Austin P is in Abilene, Texas. This is a good one, man. I was surprised to see Austin P is the road favorite here. Even I know they have the FBS win.
Flipped.
Oh, so now it's Abilene. What's it laying 1.5?
1.5. Yeah, it's been toggling, going back and forth. So now, currently, who you got?
See, because I think I'm going to go Abilene because I think the Govs, part of that win against the FBS was like your brother. Now you got to go down to Abilene. Their fans show up here. I'm going to go with Abilene Christian. What are you doing here?
I'm going to lock up Abilene. I think they're going to win this game. I think it's a bad spot for the Govs. I like the Govs for the year, but I think this is a tough road spot.
I'll join you.
They care down there.
Yeah, I'll join you. Let's go. Double lock there on these Wildcats. Next up, we got Cal Poly taking on heading to Nagastosius to take on Stephen F. Austin, Larry Center's alma mater. SFA laying 12.5. I'm taking the points. I think it's going to be a game. What are you doing here?
I'm torn on this one. I'll take the points. I think it lands right around that 10 to 14 range. So give me the Mustangs. I think they're pretty good. I know Stephen F's a tough place to play at, but yeah, I'll take the points.
Yeah. Central Arkansas, can they get back up off an ass whooping like no other and head to the nest to take on Sac State? Sac State laying 10.5.
Does Sac State start rolling?
I think they start rolling. I think we lay it.
Yeah. Yeah, lock. I think the go-go offense is going to start moving.
Let's go. Lay the 10.5. Double lock. Next up, we got Butler taking on Weber State. I couldn't find a line on this at 1 a.m. last night. Let me see if this is out there now.
Weber laying 15.5.
I think we should lock it.
On Weber?
Yeah.
Yeah, Butler's bad.
Yeah. Double lock. Weber State laying 15.5. Wild about. Can I introduce you to a Wildcat parlay? Abilene and Weber. Let's go. Final game on the slate. Southern Utah heading to Davis, California to take on these Ags. UC Davis laying 6.5. I will lay the 6.5. I don't think I'm going to bet this, but I feel decent about UC Davis here.
I think I'm going to lay it too. Nah, I'm going to take the points. I think Southern Utah is pretty good, and I think
they are pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's a 1 possession game. I know it's a travel spot, but give me the points.
Yeah,
no bet for me here.
That's our slate, folks. I will be back in a few hours doing our DFS show with Rob Donaldson. Capper, we got to get you in on one of these episodes.
Yes.
What's the game you're looking forward to most?
I think it's the Govs and Wildcats that third to last game. Just because Austin P has looked really good, but Abilene's also traditionally been really good, and it's a good atmosphere, good fan base.
For me, it's the fucking Long Island Sharks.
Yes,
taking on Rhode Island, even though it's Flow Sports.
I'm looking forward to seeing what these Ivy teams look like in week 1.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to see. Yeah, no, that you're right, and I'm looking forward to see if Tarleton can continue to be just incredible. So, folks, we will be back at 5:00 with our DFS show, 5:00 Eastern. We will have DFS action for tonight, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow night. And don't forget, tomorrow morning we have a pregame show. And tomorrow night we have a reaction show. College football is the greatest. Check out the college basketball experience as well. If you're new to us, we cover every single college basketball game all year as well. We've been doing that shit for years. So check us out. Also, we have the college baseball experience for the baseball nuts out there. I saw that. Didn't I see that NC State and North Carolina are playing a baseball game at the Durham Bulls Park in October? Got October baseball, college baseball. It's a exhibition game, but quite fascinating. All right, folks. Looking forward to watching all this, just all this action. FCS football is the greatest. Shout out to Tool in the chat. Shout out to everybody who came into the chat. Let's roll. Let's make some money this weekend. Love me some FCS action. Till next time, this is the FCS College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.